Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Interviews. Today, we're talking about episode 3 of the Exiled Heavy Night, or the Heavy Night series. I don't know if I'll be calling it Exiled Heavy Night or the Heavy Night series, but I'm gonna stick with Heavy Night series. It goes well off the tongue, so it's Heavy Night series from now on. Anyway, before we continue talking about the episode, I have to talk about something. Okay, last week's episode, I said that this episode will be like where the main fight is, but like it wasn't the main fight, but like compared to like last week's episode, this episode's animation was I would say not as crazy as episode 1, but like much crazier than episode 2, because if you watch the episode you can tell like the significant difference. Like in episode 3 there was hair movement, and like that's a big thing because last week's episode there wasn't really much. Like there was some scenes here and there, but like in this week's episode, like each and every strand of hair was drawn. So like this episode 3 was a somewhat priority. I wouldn't say it was like a major priority episode, but like it was a more priority episode than episode 2. So episode 4 of next week will be like the main fight of like, I wouldn't say the main fight of the series, but like this will be like this fight I think will be much bigger than episode two's fight, because episode two's fight was like showing us how like his abilities work and like giving us a demonstration of his powers. But like episode 4, we're fighting what's this, a monster, I think, which I think is exceeding level 40 right now, and as a level, I think we reached level 16. So like I like I have a feeling we'll win, but like that will take a lot of sacrifice. Maybe because as by sacrifice I mean we'll probably will what's this work with who's this with Goutan. For those who don't know Goutan, he's like our main party leader for this week's episode. So I think if for us to win, we'll have to work with Goutan. Oh, and this is like a big oh. If we have to fight it ourselves, but like I doubt we'll be able to fight it ourselves, because it took a lot of us. I only say it didn't, like, fighting the monkey spider wasn't hard, but like I feel like fighting what's this, a monster exceeding level 40. I think it would be very hard. And there's one thing that's like confusing. Goton is a D rank hunter with who's level 40. So like, is this world's level cap like around 100, or like does this exceed like 100? Like there's some animes, well, some characters, reach level 150. Sometimes they reach level 999. I think that's the level cap. Sometimes they reach level what's this, um 2000. But like that's a big if. So like, is this world's level cap 100, or do do we exceed 100? I don't know. It hasn't really dived into like the level things that much, but I feel like I feel like it's a level 100 cap. I don't know. I don't know, but like I feel like the cap for like our level right now will be 100. Anyway, enough yapping for me. Let's get into the episode. Okay, one thing I have to say about Heavy Night is there is a lot of padding episodes, and by padding episodes it means like they they get scenes from like other episodes and put them in, or like they replay a lot of scenes, because the intro of the episode is basically the intro of episode 1. This whole segment is basically the intro of episode 1, and then it plays like the segment of episode, the ending segment of episode 2, and like we're in like 2 minutes and 22 seconds right now, and it's padding. And then after that we have like, after that segment we have the opening, which kind of puts us at like 4:15, basically close to let's just say 5:15, close to 5 minutes. This is One Piece level of padding, because if you've watched One Piece, like the certain episode of One Piece is basically like a recap, and then the opening, and then like you know that's how Heavy Night kind of feels for me. Like it's not on the level of like One Piece padding, because One Piece pads, like when I say One Piece pads, it pads a lot of episodes. Like and like the context of an episode is basically like 15 minutes, because they pad like the first section, the opening, and then like some scenes kind of replace, some things extend, and then you have the ED and the what's this. So like One Piece kind of pads. I think right now it's gotten better, but like there still is a lot of padding. Okay, now let me stop the yapping. Let's get into the episode. This episode is it's a promotion quest. Basically, well, for those who don't know what a promotion quest is, it's basically a mission where you take, and if you succeed the mission, you get your rank gets increased. I think we're A rank. How does wait? Sorry, I might be dumb right now, but it's A B C D E F. We're F rank right now. Okay, we're F rank. If we what's this? No, are we E rank or F rank? I feel like we're E rank, and if we complete this quest, will be no. What's this? Goton is level 40 and is D rank, so we can be A rank. So we're F rank. So with this promotion, we'll be ranked up to A rank. I feel like I might be wrong, but I feel like if we do this promotion quest, we'll get up to A rank, and I think we'll be able to acquire more skills because last episode it specified how the we need a higher rank to get more skill, to acquire more skill, to level up more skills, not acquire. So like was it alumni? Was it the reflection skill? No, it was our defense skill. I forgot the name of the skill, but it was a defense skill where we couldn't put more skill points in it because we were not like of a higher rank. So like, I think the ranks equal to like the amounts of skill points you can put in your in your skill. So the higher the rank, I think the more skill points we can add. So like that's why he's taking in more quests because if we didn't have that rank thing, I doubt he would actually become an adventurer. But I think he would become a. But even though I still think he would become an adventurer because, like I always say, an isekai and what's this? An isekai slot where I watch a lot of isekai. So in an isekai, when you go to an adventure, when you sign up for an adventure, you get a guild card. Okay, here's like a cool stipulation. This is a guild card in every isekai. When you sign up as an adventurer, you get a guild card, and essentially this guild card kind of like makes passage really easy because if you're trying to go into like different countries or different regions, the guild card doesn't. When you show the guild card, you get in for free. You don't have to like pay money. So like that's how essentially a guild card is used in most like isekai anime. I don't know if that's how it works in this anime, but like I feel like that's like I feel like it will be used the same way because it's a gift card. Like adventurers are needed everywhere, so like employment. Anyway, let's talk about let's continue. Let's go back to the episode. Now, this scene alone was really really funny, and because when Goten was shouting at forces, was talking down to Elmas was making this face, and like my hate canon right now is I'm going with this head canon is that his breath smells so bad that Goten like Elmas didn't know what to do because this is a face of like in my mind right now this is a face to discuss like my head canon like I keep saying he is really disgusted by the breath and like he doesn't want to say anything because like maybe be kicked out of the party but like that's my thought. Like he might be scared or shocked or whatnot, but like I believe that it's because of his Goten's bad breath that he's actually doing this. And now we meet the worst character in this episode. Like this is still like most of the characters we met are kind of start off bad and then you kind of get to like them a bit, but like choose the opposite. Like I feel like there's no good bone in him. Like he's so snarky, like to the point where like you want to punch him. Like there's a scene in the episode where like Elmas kind of tells Goten to actually give clear advice because most of the people are rookies and this is the first time like fighting fighting in a large group of monsters, so they were actually scared, they didn't know what to do, and Goten was about to like give out clear instruction, but Tio stopped him because I don't know. I don't know what type of things that what type of shit he smokes, but like he should really get off that pack because it's not good for him. Anyway, that whole scene kind of accumulates into where like the Elmas has to take charge of like the group because Gordon has to focus on the boss, and this guy was supposed to help Gordon like fight the mobs that will be stopping Gordon, but like he was scared shitless to the point where like Gordon had to like actually fight the mobs and fight the boss at the same time. He's no, I want to say he's basically useless. He is useless. The only thing he's good for is he has an ability called search, and for those who played video games or watched a crap ton of anime, search is basically a skill where like you can search the area to see how much to see if the like people or monsters are like in your surrounding. Like that's the only thing that he's good for. Like his search skill is the only thing that like kind of makes him valuable because like he's a fraud, and turns out he's a raid mage. Yeah, he's a raid mage. A raid mage is basically a jack of all trade, master of none. Where like you know all the skills, but like you can never actually master them. Like which in this in a game, a jack of all trades kind of gets hard to use because you kind of master a lot of skills and you can really you know a lot of skills but you can really master it. But in this world, since a jack of all trades can know everything and like the since this is in this world, it kind of culminates as the real world, and like they don't want like trashy skills that become OP at the end. They want like easy skills that kind of get harder. But since it's you got, I understand the benefits of a jack of all trades. Like you'll be able to actually learn more skills, even though even if you can't master all skills, you'll be able to be good because think because if someone like for example a master swordsman, if you train swordsmanship, you won't be able to reach a master swordsman, but you'll be an advanced swordsman, which is, I wouldn't say close to a master because a master would be stronger than advanced, but like you'll be stronger than regular people who regular swordsmen. I think I don't know how power scaling works in this show, so I'm basically balling right now. And this thing kind of made me hate him even more because like he was busy just talking shit to Irmas. Like he was really talking shit. He was like how he was just busy saying like the heavy knight is not a really good skill, it's a trashy skill. Like he was talking saying shit how we didn't even kill the monkey spider. I think it's an relic type, but I'm calling it the monkey spider because that's what Irma's calling it, and monkey spider sounds better than arachne type because I don't even remember and I don't even know how if I'll be able to say arachne type that many times. Anyway, whew. Okay, I know he won't. 9 times out of 10, I feel like he won't actually die because I feel like in this episode alone, I don't think most of like the side characters will die. But like, I wouldn't mind if he kind of loses an arm or two, or probably both limbs. I don't know, like maybe his mouth, like he has such a dirty mouth, like the only thing that comes out of his mouth is shit. Like there's nothing else good about him. Like I said, except his search skill that is useful in like hunting situations, but like aside from that, he's dead weight. He's the aqua of the show, and like that's even low for Aqua because Aqua actually does things in Konosuba, but like he is the Aqua of the show. Yeah, here it's if you wanted confirmation, here's where it says like in the game they were like known as a typical jack of all trades, a master of none. Wait, I feel like there was an anime called Jack of All Trades. Yeah, I think was it last season or probably last year. There was an anime called Jack of All Trades, Master of None, and it was a pretty good show. It was a fantasy show. It was an underdog. It was banished from the party type of show. If you watch a lot of shitty. I wouldn't say shitty, but like if you watch a lot of what's this season anime, then you probably have watched it. It was a really good show. You should check it out. Okay, another complaint about it's not really a complaint. It's just basic. It's nitpicking because this go ahead it's level 30, but when it levels up, it exceeds level 40. Anyway, that's not the one point. The go ahead has the head of an ogre, and basically just arms and legs, taped to its leg, because this is an ogre. Okay, essentially this is what the go head is. It's the ogre head, put like the arms there, and then just to put the feet here. Like, it's like, I'm not complaining. I don't know. I feel like they should you just left it as an ogre, because ogres, I would say, are one of my, like, my favorite fantasy monsters. So like, having an ogre disrespected like that is really sad. Like my boy is basically just a floating head with arms and legs, like, but like, sick design though. But like, I don't know. You could have just made him like a full ogre. Like, I think that's my only, like, complaint of the episode. Aside from that, the episode was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. It was funny sometimes, but like, most of the NPCs in, like, I know the supporting cast, like, I don't even know most of the supporting the side characters, what's his names, but like, they were freaking annoying. But like, you kind of get their point, but like, they were just so annoying. Yeah, this was actually the part where I hated the most. Remember when I said that, almost tried to, like, do got into, like, actually give proper, like, advice, because all of these all of these people are noobs except for Almas, because he actually played the game. But like, look at what this character says. Like, only those with defective classes like yours are scared to, like, they are scared of the weak. But like, in this episode alone, look, he was hiding, like Goutan was asking him to actually, kill the mobs, because he can, like, actually fight the boss with the mobs holding him back, and that was basically these two jobs. But like, he was scared shitless of, like, getting process getting entangled with the go head, that he actually was freaking scared. Like, he was hiding in the back the whole time. Like, the whole reason, like, the what's this the go head actually had even leveled up is because Tio didn't even do his freaking job. Like, he only had one freaking job: kill the mobs. And the mobs are not really strong, because we see, like, the other supporting cast actually doing damage to the mobs. They were actually defeating them. The mobs are not hard. It's just he was a freaking bitch about it. Like, he didn't, like, wow. Like, I will lie. I feel like, i- if he died, like, nothing would change in the show. Like, he's useless. He's basically useless. No, it's not basically. He is useless. This this whole thing, like, nothing will actually change if he dies, or not. Even if he stays alive, nothing will happen. Like, you affect the story, not even in the slightest. Like, look at this. Look at him. You scared. Like, he was talking shit to Elmas. Like, he was busy spouting nonsense about how the only people who are scared of undead are the people who have defectless classes. Bitch, your class is you technically, in this world, you have, like, the strongest class, a jack of all trades, a class that can match your or any other class, and you're scared shitless with your other lackey. Like, you were hiding the whole time. Like, the like I kept saying, the go ahead would have never gotten as strong as it did if he actually, did his proper job. If, he actually helped, gotten, like, actually kill the mobs. He did not. Like, he was hiding the whole time, like that. Like, God, like, I would, to be honest, I would have slapped him if I was Goten and this whole fight was over. I'll go straight to the guild and ask him to be demoted, because he doesn't even deserve to be E rank. Like, he should be G rank, and for those, G rank is actually lower than F rank. Like, F rank is a newbie. G rank is like, I don't even know what you're doing if you're a G rank. But like, I feel like G rank was cleverly made for you, because he knows nothing of what he's doing. Like, he's, god damn, I hate him. Like, just hate him. Anyway, and for those who are wondering how the ghoul head kind of, like, was able to level up, he has a skill that allows him to eat the undead and heal himself. But like, I think if he eats a lot of undead, he will be able to, like, level up. I doubt monsters level up. It said it evolved into a new creature, so it didn't technically level up, it evolved, but I'm gonna count it as a level up. Anyway, episode wise, this was a really good episode. This is basically a setup episode, setting up the big climatic fight of, the past two episodes, I think. Yeah, this is a big climatic fact. I feel like Elmas will be heavily involved in this fight. It's I think Elmas and Goten will probably team up to fight who's this to fight the Go Head. I don't know if when the monster evolves, do they name change? Did Go Head's name change into like a new name? It didn't specify in this episode. I'm still call it Go Head, but like anyway, can't wait for the next episode, for the next climatic episode, for the animation to pop up to the point where like I have to watch the anime 5 more times because I didn't even know what was happening. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm Hunter, and I'll see you in the next one.